the story and change the narrative, like you said, about Zimbabwe, and especially from the economic and financial perspective. So what would you say to change this narrative with regards to people that have, or investors that have had questions with regards to policy and sanctions and recently the so-called Zimbabwean debt?
Well, if you know what, the Zimbabwe story really is a positive one. I made the comment earlier that if you meet a Zimbabwean in Zimbabwe who has a house or who has a car, that house is paid off, the car is paid off. That's not the case in most countries around the world, especially in the developed world. People live on debt. In Zimbabwe, you find that household debt is negligible. So that's already a good story. It means that there you have the makings of a middle-income country, and Zimbabwe is a middle-income country. It's not a lower-income country. So that's a good start, and that's something very, very positive. If you look at the level of human capacity, the skills and so forth, we have got the highest literacy levels in Africa. It means for an investor coming into Zimbabwe, they're walking into a pool of human capital that is almost job ready. At least that can learn quickly in terms of skills that are required for that particular process or whatever it is, whether it's mining or manufacturing. That is a good pool of human capital to work with. So that's the Zimbabwe story. And to say a few things, if you look at the performance in the last few years, the growth since COVID has been strong. You look at even how Zimbabwe managed COVID. We managed it so well. The timing in terms of balancing between economic activity and saving lives, acquiring the vaccines, everything was managed so well. That speaks to the organizational capacity of the system, whether it's government or private sector. We're able to organize ourselves, and that's what business people want. They want to know that they come into an environment where there's capacity to organize, to react, to protect, and do whatever is necessary to succeed. Look at the mining sector endowment. We have the largest endowment for lithium, which is an energy mineral of the future. So really, if you want to invest in that mineral, you come to Zimbabwe. I could go on and on about various opportunities that are in Zimbabwe, really, and that's a positive story. Of course, negative news here and there, it sells, it goes around the world, but really, if you look at the reality on the ground, anyone who is invested in Zimbabwe now is able to tell a different story, a more positive story from what you normally hear.